Hello students. Last class we had studied what a malware is and few types of virus. Today let us continue with some more types of virus. The next type of virus is multi-parted or polyparted virus. These virus infect both boot records and program files and is very difficult to repair as the virus code must be removed from both the location. Example include anthrax, tuckle and ghost ball, which was the first multi-parted virus discovered by Friedrich Schockelson in October 1989. So these multi-parted, it infects both the boot records and the program files. The previous two types which we had studied, so it infects both the boot records as well as the program files. So this is very difficult to repair because the virus code must be removed from both the locations, from boot records as well as the program files. So it is a difficult task. Next, macrovirus. Macrovirus infects data files such as Word documents or Excel spreadsheets rather than programs. Macrovirus are written using macro programming languages designed to allow users to automate tasks within an application. They are very common and can be difficult and expensive to repair. So these macrovirus, it infects the data files, like you have written any data in the Word document or any Excel sheets. It won't infect the programs. It infects these data which you have written in your doc files or any Excel sheets. These viruses are written using the macro programming languages. Examples of macrovirus includes W97M. Melissa, WM Nice Day and world.macro.concept. Polymorphic viruses. Polymorphic viruses have the capability to change their appearance and change their code every time they infect a different system. This helps the polymorphic virus to hide from the antivirus software. So this polymorphic virus, it can change their appearance. So in one program it may be as it may be infected by some other way, and in one more program it may be affected by some other way. So it can appear and change their code every time. So this also hides from the antivirus softwares. Examples of polymorphic virus includes involuntary, stimulate and phonics. Stealth virus. Stealth virus have the capability to hide from the operating system or antivirus software by making changes to file size or folder structure. This stealth virus, it can hide from the antivirus softwares by changing the file size. If your file size is 1 MB and it can be changed by making into 2 or 3 MB, or folder structures, like if it is in doc format it can be changed into PDF. So like this. Examples of stealth virus includes fraud, Joshi and whale. Next, computer worms. A worm is a type of malware that can self-replicate without a host program. So these worms, it can self replicate means it can duplicate itself without any host programs, without any programs, like the programs which is infected, without that programs also it can duplicate by itself. It can typically spread without any human interaction. So without your you're using or not using this software or the file which you have installed, but also it starts spreading. Once it is being entered into your file, it starts spreading. The primary function of a worm is to infect other computers while active remaining active on infected systems. So this its work is to infect the computers, all the other computers. Computer worms are malicious software that generally spread through network vulnerabilities, causing harm to hosts' network by consuming bandwidth and overloading servers. How are worms different from virus? So what is the difference between worms and virus? Let us see. Computer worms are like computer viruses, except that worms are able to self replicate and can spread independently. So, in virus, as I said before, you have to run the program. So, when you run it starts spreading, or when you execute any program, that time the virus spread. But these worms, they replicate themselves and they start spreading without any running of program, whereas virus requires a host program to attach itself and an initial execution by the user. Okay. Next, types of worms. There are different types of worms based on how and what they infect. Understood. Let's look at few types of computer worms. Bootworm. A bootworm resides in RAM. It turns the infected computer into zoom files or boots and transmit itself to other computers. So these worms will stay in the RAM. It will be in the RAM. It will infect the computers into boots and it will transmit itself to other computers. It maybe only your system had that worm, but it starts spreading even to your computers which is attached to the same. Like in your computer lab, only one system was being attached with the worm, but when it is connected with the same cable wire, it starts spreading to the other computers also. Example: big yellow zotub. I am worm. Instant messaging or IM worms propagate through instant messaging services and exploit access to contact list on victim computers. The IM worms infect a user account, locates the user's IM contact list, and tries to send itself to all the contacts on the list. This means so it will access your contact list in your system. You may have some contact list, like in your mobile phones you have some 10 contact list. It will access your contact list. It will first hack your user account. From that they take the contact list and they only send the messages as if you have sent to your contact list people. Example: choke, cool now, new pick. Email worm. Email worm spread by creating and sending outbound messages to all the addresses in your user's contact list. The Worms infect new systems when the email recipients open the file. So these email worms spread when you send a message to your users, your friend's mail ID. Example W32 Wildac missile agent MXK W32 Botnock Browntalk N. Ethical worm. Ethical worm is a type of software that is replicated and sent to various systems over the network or internet in order to fix security vulnerabilities or provide security patches. So this ethical worm spreads through your internet. So I'm sharing the video. It may be having some worms that may be spread to you also over the internet. Instead of infecting computers and damaging systems, the ethical worms invades computers in order to protect systems. Example SQL Slammer Blaster. So here is a here this figure shows the system shutdown dialog box displaying by Blaster worm. This one. Thank you, students.